recorded live at 4ZZZ Studios and broadcast across Brisbane on 102.1 FM.
You're listening to Z Games, where we bring you the best in gaming news, reviews, community, and culture.
Want to get in touch? Text in on 0420 626 733. Hello and welcome to Z Games. My name's Kochie and I'm here in the studio with...
Evie.
Millie.
Rani?
Hey, we did it.
Nice. See?
No issues whatsoever.
My lungs are on fire. Like most of the country.
Yeah.
Oh,
Someone...
Did I just question my own name, though?
Yeah, you did.
It took a little bit too
Right.
I was
long.
like, who am I?
Because you did say before we started
I was
your
going to
name
be
was Greg.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay,
Well, I was
Greg.
Steve last
Yeah,
week, so I mean,
I'm Greg.
we really need to start mixing up the names, I think. That no one's ever even going to know what's going on in the
No.
studio.
What did you say?
No.
Bob, Billy, and Steve or something?
Bob,
Yeah.
Billy, and Steve.
Oh, yes.
Conglomerate of very diverse individuals. What are you talking
You
about?
really just need to play like a banjo theme after that. Na-na-na-na-na.
Welcome to country radio here. Yeah.
Ding, 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 ding.
Just the spoons.
Get the spoons.
Oh my god! Why do we both go spoons?
Because it's the best one.
It's the best
Come
percussion
on.
instrument. What are you talking
I was
about?
thinking the jug as well.
Oh, yes. Oh, the washboard.
Both of us are doing really good right here by miming
this is really
washboards.
good. Yeah. So tonight we are going to be talking about the week in gaming news. We're going to be talking about Katana Zero and
Lily's gonna be
Slight
dying.
Death, apparently.
Hello.
Yeah.
Sorry, my lungs are on fire because like the country's on fire, like I said.
It is quite smoky here in Brisbane, but
It's pretty bad.
yeah, we'll see.
I am one of those people that is at risk
Yeah.
with the smoke in the air because
Yeah.
my body just hates me.
Why did you
know?
leave the house?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm surprised you're here.
I literally have like one of those masks on
Oof.
order because it has like the ventilation in them, and I feel like we should all have.
I've been
them
wearing
now.
one of those at work.
You can get
Yeah.
them at Bunnings.
In
Yeah,
Daiso?
this one
Daiso,
specifically
yeah, too.
is like a military grade one.
Oh, the different
yeah.
ones.
That
like the
also-
you probably
blue-
need military grade.
Protects me from germs.
Ah, yeah.
Yes.
I'll try not
Just
to
wear that
spit
all
on
the
you.
time around me
Useful
because
in
I'm just
flu
a germ.
season.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm.
I am a dumpster, so just wear it around
Yeah.
me all the time.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, they'll be
like-
completely fine.
Yeah.
But I mean, who doesn't love breathing in smoke?
Yeah, it's great.
Smokers.
True.
I'll
I
just
mean-
back away real
Yeah.
At Evie.
At
Just
that side of the table.
pretty much.
Yeah, basically. I own a
Come
vape.
on.
Same.
So yeah, so we're going to be
Say,
all
at
this.
all of us.
We're going to be talking about all this wonderful stuff and more. We've also got a Mario Maker 2 segment coming up as well.
We
so we're going to be
do.
talking about that and Katana Zero. So
Ew.
yeah, we're trying to avoid the countries on fire, which kind of sucks.
Ding, 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 ding.
Yeah, I mean out in the countryside of it, it's pretty terrible. But apart from that, it's not too bad.
Stay inside, kids, if you have any sort of respiratory issues. Don't go out.
yeah,
please,
just be
please
safe.
stay inside. Be safe, everyone.
Play games.
Play games, yeah.
That's
Play
an
to us.
indoor activity.
Get your mum to buy you Katana Zero and play it.
It's
Yeah.
a good game.
It's really good.
Yeah.
Like
yeah.
half of us can say it's a good game as well. So
I
it's
haven't
like
played it, but it
Mhm.
looks
Nope,
beautiful.
I haven't
It's
played
stunning.
it. And I know what game I want to spend the rest of my money on.
Me
so
too.
we were looking at it earlier, and I'll probably talk about it next week.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
There you
Teaser
go.
for next
I want to talk about something
time.
next week too, because I'm going to get it tomorrow.
if we lose all contact with you over the weekend, we'll know why.
You know
Yes.
She was just
exactly what I'm
started
getting.
just going through just like couch potato mode. It's like, oh, okay, where did Millie go? You know. And I was like, yeah,
She's
okay.
married to Norman Reedus now.
Yeah.
It's like I'm pretty sure you guys weren't even expecting me to be in the studio now that I have The Witcher.
Yeah,
So-
no.
I did want to. Yeah, we were
I am
thinking about
surprised
that.
that you're here.
It's okay.
We're just surprised.
Just
at
in
you.
general.
Who are you?
Yeah.
What a gift.
We let you in.
This is
Greg.
great.
I'm Greg. Look, I don't even look like myself today. I got the sweater, the baseball cap, the sunglasses earlier.
You just called it a sweater too. You're so adorably American.
So just trying
Yes.
not to be.
That's
the
a
subtle
jumper.
American sneaks in.
That sort of creeps in occasionally.
Next thing you know, you're going to be saying sneakers instead
Dang,
of
dang,
shoes.
dang, dang, dang.
Instead of shoes.
Yeah, I don't know.
All shoes are sneakers.
They're just all shoes.
It's like pants.
Joggers.
Sorry, I know that we're getting a bit sidetracked here, but it's a bit
We
like
love a
pants
sidetrack.
and shorts.
Yeah.
Jorts.
Jorts.
Shorts.
Kochie.
But like,
Jean shorts.
I'm banning you.
Yeah.
they're
Jorts.
these are also pants, which
They
are,
are
which by
also
the way, for people
pants.
they're shorts, I
Yeah.
suppose. They're
Those
not
are-
full length.
Oh,
No, they're shorts.
God, there's a word
but
for them.
they're also pants.
They're a statement.
chino shorts, aren't they?
Chinos. Yeah, I was going to
Yeah,
say they're
kind of.
chinos. Yeah.
They're,
Yeah.
they're just pants.
Just pants.
It's all
Yeah,
pants.
but if you're in England, you call them you're wearing your pants. They'll be like, I'm glad you are, because that's their terminology for underpants.
Ah.
Yeah.
What
So
a
you
world
say-
we live in.
So is
I thought it was
knickers.
knickers.
No. They
Oh,
say
but that's
pants.
like ladies.
Ladies.
Oh.
If you say you're
gendered.
if you say
Yeah.
you're wearing your pants, they'd be like, well, yeah. You should,
Here
you
we
should.
just say undies because
Undies,
that
yeah.
makes a lot
not
of
be
sense.
wearing pants. No one would ever know.
It is a radio show,
I love not wearing pants.
usually about video games.
I am wearing a dress.
Usually.
I'm
No,
pretty sure.
No, it's pants.
No, I've yes. I've definitely done like streams without wearing pants because nobody's going to see that. Like it's just my shoulders up, right? So
Yeah, I was surprised when I went to PAX to do a meetup with other streamers that most of them actually existed below the chest.
They're wearing
Yeah.
pants.
It's very
Oh
odd.
my
And
god,
they
you
were-
have a body?
You have a body. I never see it on camera, so I don't know that it
There you go,
exists.
Kochie. There's your next stream. No pants.
No pants. No one will know the difference. So
I mean,
that's
You
Like
can
would
okay.
if
even
you're
just say
playing,
that you're
Beat
wearing no
Saber.
pants and be
Yeah,
wearing
well, true.
pants.
No.
Who's
Somehow
gonna
I
know?
just get all these subscriptions. Why? I don't. Anyway,
Just put a bra on.
Just like walking around in jocks.
jiggle physics
yeah.
just brings in the views.
It's a great segue, Kosh.
Yeah, I don't know how we're going to segue this, but
The news?
just like every week, we're going to tune into the
Da-da-da-da-da-da.
news of the week. So stick around for some more of that. How do I push the button? There, that's the one.
You push. Yeah, that
He's
one.
learning.
Yeah, there you go.
Well
We're
done.
on air.
This week in gaming news, the interactive musical adventure game Chorus finishes a very successful funding campaign, raising a little over 690,000 US dollars. Its original goal was 600,000. The development team, Summerfall Studios, is made up of former BioWare and Beamdog designers David Gader and Liam Esler. The team also consists of award-winning composer Austin Wintory, Troy Baker as director, and Laura Bailey as part of the cast. Chorus is set in a world of mythical gods and creatures with magical powers, where the main character Grace has a special ability to coax people into song, and can use her magic to manipulate a character's decisions and alter their reality. Chorus is expected to be released sometime in 2021, but if you can't wait, head over to itch.io to check out the concept teaser and have a sing-along. China plans on imposing a curfew on children to help cut gaming addiction rates. The Chinese government have raised concerns over the increasing number of addictions to video games in adolescents. This curfew will limit playing time, as well as how much money can be spent on gaming accounts. Children under the age of 18 will be banned from playing online games between 10 PM and 8 AM. They will be restricted to 90 minutes of gameplay on weekdays and 3 hours on weekends and public holidays. The government will implement a registration system that uses game players' real names to verify their age. Microsoft Japan proves 4-day workweek is better for everyone. Microsoft Japan demonstrated that it not only makes employees happier, but it also increases productivity by 40%. These stats are just the start. Employees took far less time off, helped save printing costs, less electricity and waste, and 92% of employees love the arrangement. Not only are people happier and the business becomes more productive, but it also helps the environment. Not being stuck at the desk as often makes it easier to be more productive with your time. CEO Takuya Hirano says, "I want employees to think and experience how they can achieve the same results with 20% less working time." Some games coming out this week worth keeping your eye on are Doctor Who: The Edge of Time came out on the 12th of November, Age of Empires 2 Definitive Edition on the 14th, Pokemon Sword and Shield and Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order both come out on November 15th. May the Force be with you, and that's all this week in gaming news.
I'm judging you, Evie.
Why are you
No.
judging? Again?
May the force be with you.
I won't judge you.
Ronnie
don't
was
worry about
laughing
it.
at my
I
nameless.
love your little puns at the end of the news.
Yeah, I'm working
I
on
think
it.
you're going to call them out every single week anyway, so it's
Yeah.
completely
Yeah.
fine.
It's my thing now. I love them.
I
I'm
love
only calling them out because I love them.
I like cheesy
I love
and I like
cheese.
punny things.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Me too.
I live on puns and dad jokes, especially because it's clean humor too. So you can kind of
Sometimes.
like in the
Not
right
all the
setting, like
time.
when you're in a professional sense, like at work and things like that, like dad jokes and puns are great because they get that little bit of a groan or a laugh out of it, and then you're like, okay, let's move on to something else.
No.
I made a actually.
Oh, I do. It's great.
That totally reminds me of when I was at uni. I came up with a really bad joke in my
Say it.
programming class.
Say it.
And I'm not sure if everyone would get it. You may need to have a bit of programming knowledge.
I do, so
But
say it.
basically,
Yeah, you have an
I was
entire
like-
degree.
I do.
what does live theatre and game programming have in common?
What?
Scripts.
I hate it. That's awesome. That's good. I'm going to
All
use
my
that.
lecturers
That's
were like,
horrendous,
"Oh,
and I love it.
so many- every
Can we
single
make
one of my
that into
lecturers'
a
eyes
sticker?
just instantly.
Yeah. Can we have a sticker with that?
They've just rolled their eyes back into the back of their head and they started convulsing.
The eyes rolled out of their head.
Yeah.
One of them got a solid ha. That was it.
That was, and you know that was still filled with pity.
Yeah.
That was the best part, probably.
I was laughing more than them.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's
it.
the point.
That's exactly
That's
the point.
I
You
guess.
you do it for the groan.
Yeah.
You do it for the
Speaking
Do it
of
for the groan.
speaking of a good groan, China, right?
Yeah,
China.
okay, look.
In general.
China.
It really sort of only works in a country like China where they have that much information and control over their
Yeah,
citizens.
that's the only
Yeah.
Like,
thing
it
that would
wouldn't work here, right?
No.
Because we've seen it. We see it with games all the time. Like, I must have been 10 when I signed up for RuneScape, and you were meant to be 13 or whatever
Yeah.
it was.
Yeah.
You just lie about your age. But
Sorry,
and that's what
Ma.
I was thinking as I was, like, going through that news. I was just like, but kids are going to lie about their age because they're doing it already. But
Yeah.
China was like, no, we're going to, like, they have to make things
They'll
with their
have a
real
full
name
registration
and, yeah.
process and
Oh
everything.
my God.
Yeah, no,
But
it seems
couldn't
hectic.
they? What's stopping them from using, like, an older sibling or their parents
Yeah,
even?
exactly.
Just 90 minutes, though. I'm thinking about how much stuff I can get done in 90 minutes
Not
of game
much.
time with a game.
League of Legends, that's 3 games.
Witcher.
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
If that.
But imagine if you're in the middle of a
Witcher,
game
yeah, too.
and it's a long game, say it's important, or you're doing a rank up game or something that's actually means something to you. 3/4 of the way through the game, 90 minutes is done.
I wonder
Your whole
if it'll,
computer
like...
explodes.
It just melts into slag.
I wonder if there'll be, like, leeway for that, though.
Doubt it.
If it'll
It's
be
China.
something like you can finish your game, especially if it is, like, online, like Overwatch or League or something like that. Where it's like, once that game has finished, you absolutely cannot do anymore. You know?
Yeah.
It's just
Probably.
done and done.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't think they'd be able to control it at that level because they'd have to then put things in the client of the game itself.
Yeah, that's
I think at that point it would just be like, nope, internet's cut off now for that computer for X number of time, or until someone
Yeah.
else logs onto the computer.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, that's the other thing. Like, if it's going to be through computer users rather than specific game users,
Yeah.
like, what is stopping them from logging into the parents? Because my parents used to put kid locks on our accounts, and I just would log into their account and do whatever I wanted.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, me too.
I was the one that set up that for my mum,
Yeah,
and then she
exactly.
didn't think that I would make something else for myself to go and play RuneScape for more, like 3 extra hours. Like, that's all I
Also-
did when I was a kid.
My I guess one of my personal concerns about the curfew would be esports, because most people develop those skills when they're young. Most
Yeah.
people develop those reflexes and the ability to know the game so well
Yep.
when they're young and their brain is malleable, and
and you need to be
You know,
doing that.
Yeah.
you need to be starting from a young age in order to be successful later. Also, 18 is pretty much the average age, I think, of most esports competitive
Yep.
players.
Yeah.
Yep.
So that's like their prime.
Yeah.
To be able to be a professional esports player on 90 minutes a night of gameplay.
You'd have to already be naturally good at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I used
Yeah.
to have, when I was playing at a semi-professional level for soccer, training was 2 hours.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know,
That's what my fencing training was as well.
But
Yeah.
also, I did other training that revolved around that, like dietary requirements. I went and saw a physiotherapist.
Yep.
There was a lot of things revolving around me being in a sport and a professional level.
Mm-hmm.
How is this different?
It's
Like not
really.
it's not
Like
different.
if you're gonna be doing professional gaming, you're still gonna need to see a physio or an OT. You're probably still gonna have to see dietitians.
Probably,
if
no
you're
doubt.
sitting in such a stationary, like I have to do it, right? So if you're sitting in like a stationary thing for however many hours a day, and you're staring at screens as well, you're gonna need that medical help just because everything you do is gonna have an impact on your health.
The carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
Big time. Also, the other thing is, like, Harblu, he's a Twitch streamer and he's also a competitive esports player for Overwatch. He he does this really cute thing on streams where every, I think, about 30 minutes or after every second game, he'll be like, "All right, everybody, it's stretch time."
Oh,
And he stops and he's actually double jointed, so it's a bit gross. So he like sort of
Ew.
pops his shoulder around and
Extra
but
entertainment.
he
Yeah.
stretches himself and he sort of like gets everybody in. It's like, everybody, time for a stretch.
Which
Okay,
is
move
what
around a little bit, and
Everybody
then he gets
should be doing.
yes,
Like
yes,
office workers should be doing it, and it's just not like it. I think it's more that just really needs to be implemented. But the thing about coming back to sort of training and developing those skills aren't just gonna help them in gaming. Like, they're gonna make them more observant people in society as well, and generally they're gonna have faster reflexes, and they are definitely going to be better at problem solving.
yes.
absolutely.
And those are things that can
And snap
transfer
decisions and things
from video games to a real job, air quotes,
Yeah.
an office job, or like, this sort of idea that you could contribute to society in some way, shape, or form.
I wonder
It's
if
not
like they make so much money.
Yeah.
Like that young kid
Well,
who
they
won
can.
Fortnite.
Yeah.
Yeah, $3 million and he was 15.
like, I could use that money, please.
Me
and
too.
thank you.
Just get good.
Honestly.
Just get good.
Okay,
Just be better at Fortnite.
I'll get good on my really shitty internet, and then as soon as I get good internet, I'll either be unstoppable or I won't be able to do anything.
Or you'll just be stopped.
Nothing.
Yeah.
You'll
Yeah.
just be stopped.
Also, interestingly, Chorus, the interactive musical adventure game, I am so excited.
There was
Yeah.
a massive push for it too. Like, yeah, if you're on the Twitters and all of that, like all the game devs and all the journos and all that were really, really excited because it was the people that they knew were kind of making the game, which I thought was really, really nice. That everyone was tweeting and everything was like this massive storm of social media to get it to its funding goal, which I thought was really nice.
it's so. It's also, I guess, because like I date a singer, and an interactive musical game.
Hey, Sabe.
Huh?
I also date a singer.
Ah,
I'm single.
congratulations to us.
Sing. That's got sing in its name. It's fine.
Ba-da-ba.
But
Sing about being single. But that's not
I'm
singing.
fine.
That's just crying.
yeah, that's just
Isn't that
sad.
what singing is, honestly?
Get out of my studio. Okay, so basically, I was telling, because Natalie, my partner, she's not a huge game player.
Yeah.
And when I was showing her the trailer for Chorus, I was like, this is awesome, because she always talks about, I wish life was a musical.
Yeah.
And I wish that like I could make decisions that were a musical, everyone could just burst out into song. And the premise of this character that has the ability to actually make people burst out into song.
I love it.
Yeah, and I was like, I'm super excited to play with her.
Play with her.
That sounded really bad.
Yep.
I'm really excited to play this game with her, like really, because it's my love of games and her love of music fused into something that we can interact with, and I'm just
So is
really-
it-
Yeah, I'm
That's so
excited.
It's a co-op game then?
It's not cooperative,
No.
as far as I'm aware,
She's
but
just going to sit
In
there and
multiplayer
watch.
or...
but I imagine that we could make decisions together.
Yeah.
I mean,
that
when
would
I
be nice.
yeah, and I remember when I was playing Detroit Become Human, I sat on a couch with three of us, and we all decided like, what choice do I make? So we all sort of took turns making decisions.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's going to be a similar like branching narrative sort of style
I'm
like
so
that, I
here for
imagine.
it.
So
I love
yeah,
those
I'm
games.
excited.
I'm going to have to get that.
That's the best part in the players too, like the spectator player, who's someone who's still invested.
Yes.
So like
Yeah.
we're playing Walking Dead or something like that, and I'm just playing the game and interacting with the story, and then they're on the background like eating popcorn and being like, "Oh God, there's
Screaming.
zombies!" Yeah,
Yeah, or
that's
like
always good.
the
Yeah.
first time I played Red Dead 2, which obviously I'll be able to play on my computer soon.
Yeah,
But
Yeah.
just Sam, my partner, sitting next to me, just being like, "Wait, you just shot all those guys?" And I was like, and it's like the first time he's ever watching me play games, right? Because he knew that I streamed and he knew that I was big into games, but then he'd never actually seen me play, and I think it clicked for him. Then he was like,
she's
"Oh,
a real gamer.
she actually plays games."
She's gamer girl.
Yeah,
Gamer grill.
grill.
We're all on the same wavelength today,
know, it's
and I
weird.
love it.
We're going to go full Shining in a minute. All of us are going to say the same thing.
Everything's all synced up now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
real creepy like.
Cycles and stuff.
Yeah. Cycles.
I don't know. I'm a guy. I have no idea what anyone else is talking about.
Moon
I just do my own
cycles.
thing. Lunar cycles.
Yes.
Our tides of anyway.
I don't want to know about your tights.
Yeah, no tides. But yeah, I think it's a good week for news. I think that with Kronos especially, it's going to be one of those things that everyone's going to be excited for, but it's slowly but surely one of those Like, because it Kickstarter, right? Or
Yeah,
is
yeah.
it Kickstarter came through.
GoFundMe?
GoFundMe, it's one of
No,
those
oh,
crowdfunding.
It was
It
crowdfunding.
was definitely
crowdfunded thing.
crowdfunded.
So we're probably
Yeah.
not going to see much for another 18
2021,
months. Yeah.
I think, is when
Yeah.
they're expecting to release. But that all depends on numerous factors. So
Yeah. And they have to get all that money. They have to get the money first from their funding campaign, which can take
Yeah.
a while, and then get shipping sorted for games and things like that. So collector's
not
editions
to mention, produce, record, develop,
make
program.
the thing.
Yeah.
Especially with the musical element of the game, like that can take a long time to get right as well.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, don't I know it?
Like,
Composition.
takes and takes and takes and takes of
This
things
isn't
to get
this
something
isn't
perfect.
just like people underestimate, which Kosh and I have spoken about previously, the value of music in games, and especially when your music is such a pinnacle point of the interactive element of your game. Like if you're making a musical game where it's based on the choices you make during mid songs,
Yeah.
there's a lot of things to consider. Maybe the tone of the song changes based on what you like. There's a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot. There.
As a musician who has done things like film music and like recorded some film music, oh man, just the takes you have to do, because it's like you have this music in front of you. You're like, yeah, these are the notes I have to play. This is the timing that I'm going to be in. And then all of a sudden, you've got the producers sitting down in the audience and like, no, it doesn't fit. It's 30 seconds short, or it's 10 seconds too long. And you're just
Yeah.
like, cool, what do
Yeah.
we add? What do we take out? Like, how can we make this
to fit
work?
the theme of the game, rather than just having like a creative media being like, I want to express this. It's
Yeah.
like
Just
It's like, you need
interpretation.
this sound at
Yeah.
this point.
Yep.
Like, this has to match up.
So if they don't do that, and then artists go
Yeah.
away or they quit or whatever, then you got to get more people in, and
Yeah.
sometimes
And it might
yeah.
work
I hope it
like on
works.
paper, it might work on the computer, and then as soon as you get in with all the musicians and the conductor, even with the click going, something just doesn't work.
I mean, that's just one of those things that they'll have to figure out as they go.
Yep.
Hopefully they budgeted for that in their crowdfunding. But anyway.
Yeah,
We can hope.
we can only hope. Now we've got a bit of a special piece from our friends over at NewGamePlus. Jamie is going to be talking about some Super Mario Maker, so I'm going to chuck on that right now.
The original Super Mario Maker was one of those games that worked better than anyone had anticipated. It was a concept that could have been nothing more than a complete gimmick, but led to some genuine surprises and some diabolical designs. Super Mario Maker 2 builds on this, and in doing so, becomes the most complete and best version of the game to date. At its core, level creation is still the focus of the game, and it's a big step up from the original Mario Maker. The addition of slopes is certainly welcome, but it pales in comparison to some of the other things that tend to have added. For example, you can now set goal conditions for a course, which can be as simple as collecting a certain amount of coins, or a bit more complicated, like finishing a level having done handstands on a certain amount of trees. Super Mario Maker 2 adds in one new game style in the form of Super Mario 3D World, and the conversion to 2D doesn't remove what makes that game work. There's enough changes to the physics and controls that create their own set of unique elements, and Cat Mario is still as satisfying to control as it ever did. Plus, it brings in enough elements of its own game that it can make for some interesting level designs once creators have gotten their way with it. Another great new addition are night themes, which do more than change the look and music on a given level. Depending on what you've chosen, your courses can now have zero gravity, or be upside down, or so much more. It's an addition that shouldn't work as well as it does, and it's just as charming and effective as the rest of the toolset. I could go on, but a lot of the joy is discovering just how much deeper the tools are this time around, and just what you can do with it. It takes that feeling you got from the original game of just of discovery, and amplifying that so it's going to be really exciting to see what people are going to do with it, and how Nintendo will be supporting it in the future. Just like in the last game, the level editor makes sense to use and never feels too overwhelming. You can even make levels cooperatively, which is a joy. The only issue when it comes to this is controlling the interface. While using a Pro Controller or a Joy-Con is certainly doable, the best way to use the editor is in handheld mode, as the touchscreen does make it a little easier to get around. Coupling this with a stylus, it makes it an even better experience, as using your finger can be the least elegant way to play at times. But by far the most exciting thing about Super Mario Maker 2 is that the game has a much bigger emphasis on teaching and inspiring its players. The game now has a comprehensive tutorial system where it runs you through course design and all sorts of aspects to go along with it. To complement this, the game even has a proper move list for each game set, so you know exactly what Mario can do at any given time. There are even video tutorials on some of the more distinct elements of each game's moveset, such as Raccoon Mario, Kate Mario, and more, to give you an idea. This also extends into the new story mode, where you need to rebuild Princess Peach's castle by completing sets of levels designed by Nintendo using the Super Mario Maker 2 tools. They're not the best Mario levels you'll ever play, but they work well to provide inspiration as to what you can do in the toolset. But it's not a throwaway mode. It's treated with the same basic care as a standard Mario game, even extending assist features to help clear levels if you need them. Otherwise, there's plenty to do and gives players a sizable way to play if they don't feel like making levels or aren't able to connect to the internet. Speaking of, having internet access makes Super Mario Maker 2 a more complete experience, as you have access to Coursewell, the game's repository for its levels. It hasn't changed too much from the first game as far as searching and playing levels goes, but the biggest addition is that you can now play Super Mario Maker 2 levels online with other players. It's a cool idea, but you won't be able to play with your friends at launch. This is something Nintendo are aware of and have confirmed they'll be fixing it up in a post-launch update. While you can still search for levels a la carte, the best way to sample what users have created is through the Endless Challenge, Super Mario Maker 2's take on the original game's 100 Mario Challenge. Instead of taking on a limited amount of levels at a time, you take on as many levels as you can before you get a game over. It's not quite as compelling as I would have liked, but it's still a great way to sample levels if you don't feel like searching for something specific. Overall, Super Mario Maker 2 is a fantastic follow-up to one of the Wii U's more unique titles. It doesn't change too much, but has a fantastic amount of new content and features that will keep people going and see some great levels get created. It's going to be really exciting to see what Nintendo have planned for the community and the game over the next few months, and what more they could possibly add. If you've never played the original game because of it being tied to the Wii U, you owe it to yourself to check out Super Mario Maker 2 because it might just be one of the best games of 2019.
You listen to Z Games. Some wonderful tracks there from Slay the Spire OST, Exordium.
Exodia, the forbidden one.
The forbidden one, and Uncharted 4's A Thief's End OST, called A Thief's End, originally.
The end of that thief.
The end of the thief. The last game in the series, too. I miss that game.
It was the end of the thief.
I've never played Uncharted, so...
Male Lara Croft.
It's male Lara Croft. But it's kind of got the dude, bro, dad vibes too, as well, because they've got like a mentor and things like that as well.
Sorry, my bad.
Well, that's the red for that episode done.
Always gotta have it.
I'm just like...
I'm
not on the planet anymore, people.
Yeah, so for those who can't obviously see, because this is a radio show.
We're doing good radio.
Evie is already on her Switch. Playing the wonderful Katana Zero.
The reason I'm doing this, the reason why I'm playing my Switch is because I'm not actually in the hot seat tonight. Kosh is running the show and pushing all the buttons. So I've decided to play games and zone out.
Yeah, just the occasional look over at the panel being like, yep, still got the levels moving. Yep, you're still on air. Yep, no worries.
Doesn't matter what's coming out.
Doesn't matter.
As long as there's sound waves.
It's all trash fire anyway. Art is dead, nothing is real.
Whee!
So something that is not dead.
That's
and it's
true.
something that is very, very cool is Katana Zero. And I think we've mentioned this a few times on the show previously,
many
but we never
times.
actually got a review out for it. So
It's here now.
it's here now.
Sorry, I just died.
In real life.
Oh.
She's actually on the floor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Good
Just hear the
night.
chair crack.
Bye,
and
Evie.
Good night, everyone. Evie's dead.
Yeah. Show's over.
Show's
So-
over.
So yeah, Katana Zero.
Katana Zero is a 2D action platform game developed by ASCII Soft and published by Devolver Digital. It is available on Nintendo Switch and PC on Steam. Let me just start off by saying it is absolutely beautiful. It's an incredibly smooth, it's very aesthetically pleasing, and you play this samurai set in like a neo-noir metropolis called New Mecca. And basically the plot of the game is that there's an invasion of an unnamed nation referred to as the Cro-Mag War, and they launched by either New Mecca, like the government, or some other faction. It's not too sure. I'm not going to like give anything away, but essentially, the story's sort of broken up with these like little pockets of story that involve you as the samurai, also nicknamed the Dragon. Is it Dragon?
I think he has a few nicknames over the
Yeah,
different
there's a
time
few
because it kind of
different ones.
evolves the character as you go.
Yeah, and so you basically go meet this weird doctor / psychologist person.
Yep.
You don't really know what it's
Seems
about.
legit.
It seems legit.
Yeah.
And then they
Sounds
shoot
about
you out
right.
with a needle.
Oh, fun.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, so it's a bit interesting sort of themes happening there. And basically it sort of grants you sort of superpowers, but it also sort of makes you, as your character, sort of less and less attached to the world. You're a hired assassin. You get a new name every time you go back to meet him, and then he gives you some more drugs, and then you just go back out and out. Anyway, essentially, you've got to kill, I guess, thugs, mercenaries,
different armored cop people
Yeah,
as well.
different
Like
cops.
the enemies kind of have their own rhythm. You
Yeah.
kind of learn that as you go.
And there's also like something that is really like beautiful about this is the feeling that you get when you're playing, because you first start off in a level at a platform and you do the little 2D bobbing animation while you're sort of hanging there. And just as the level starts, your samurai, the character, will push their little tape recorder on their belt and the music starts playing, and it's like this really cool sort of almost cyberpunk themed music that's sort of electronic, and the music starts, the little headphones go on, and then you start moving and killing, or if you stuff up and you die, it actually rewinds everything like a tape.
Yeah.
Like the level that you stuffed up, and it goes and rewinds.
So good.
And it's
And then
really
you start
fast
again.
too. Like
love it
really
so
fast.
it takes you out of it and you're like, oh well, I messed up that, but I can go back and I know what to do next time. Like it's very fast, hack and slashy type combat,
Yeah.
which I really, really like. And it's like, does it do the replay after you've done the level?
Yes, it
Yeah.
does.
So you do it in like, there's slow motion stuff, which is good.
Which
Like
is the abilities you get from the
different
drugs.
abilities
Yeah.
and the stuff. Yeah.
Love drugs.
So I don't want
Drugs
to say
you
that
get.
it's not a positive effect, but it's definitely like an effect that it has on your character
It's
when
a
you get
physical
more
advantage.
abilities. Yeah. So you do it in slow motion with all these different like hack and slashes and teleports and things. You kill everyone in the level. You're just about to get to the next part, and then it runs through that level, being like, "This is what you did, but in real time." It looks way more awesome when that happens. Like,
Because you're not in
planning
control
it.
and you don't realize how awesome you look as the samurai.
Yeah, you look
Yeah.
so cool. Like, I am a badass.
The game,
I'm so cool.
I haven't actually finished Katana Zero yet. It is, but apparently it's only like 12 hours you can complete. It's quite a short campaign.
Yeah.
Which is great because this leaves a lot of room for a sequel, potentially.
The
The
quest and the story. I don't want to spoil anything, hence the pause. The story is up to interpretation, a lot of interpretation. So I've finished it, and it is up to interpretation, the ending cutscene and everything like that. So I would say that a sequel could be,
so they've
enough.
done a clever thing then,
Yeah.
by the sounds of it, which is like there may or may not be a sequel based on how well this has been
How
received.
well it's done. Yeah, exactly. Because it's very open-ended because it
That's good
doesn't tell
writing.
you enough.
Yeah.
Like sometimes it's really abstract with like, just going to a doctor and just getting some drugs. Like it's so abstract it doesn't really tell you much. So that kind of is a theme that goes through the entire game. Right up until the end. You do learn some things, you're like, aha moments, but at the end you're like, hang on a second. Like going back and thinking
What
about
just happened?
what just happened.
Did I waste 12 hours of my life? You definitely haven't. This game is awesome.
Yeet.
Yeah, I highly recommend. I think that, like, if you're looking for something that isn't a huge campaign but is interesting to you, like if you like 2D platform or arcade games, this is like 100% worth your time.
I think so.
Yeah.
And especially on the Switch, as I said, Evie was playing on the Switch just then. Like
Smashing it.
it's one of those games that is and does work very, very well in the portable sense. So you can, do a few levels on the train, or you can do a few levels here and there and just put it back down. I think it might take away from the story a little bit.
If you put it
because
down for too long,
if
probably.
you keep putting it down and picking it up. But on the PC, I think I finished in about 6 or 7 hours. But I
Damn.
was powering through it because I was doing it on stream. So it was just constant go with those levels. But the music, oh my! Like the
It's a
music
sick
is so
soundtrack.
good. There's that club level near the start. I think it's the third
Yeah,
or
yeah,
fourth
yeah.
level. And I didn't want to finish it because it just really good boppy beats.
Yeah, love it. It's a fantastic game. It's available on the Switch. It's also available on Steam. And if you'd like to message in, be sure to do that and message in like how you felt if you've played the game.
How
Yeah.
do you feel today?
Yeah, if you've played Katana Zero, let us know.
It's a good old game.
Yeah, it's a good old game.
Yeah, now it's on Switch, which makes it so much better. I might actually buy it on Switch to replay it. Maybe. I don't know.
It's
Play it
different on the
again.
Switch from PC, that's for sure.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Anyway, it's been a great show we've had
It's been
today.
really fun, guys.
It has been good.
Thanks for having me.
Yeah, you're not allowed back.
Never. I'm never
You've
allowed back.
extended your quota. That's
Yeah,
it. That's
done.
enough
Bye.
Millie, enough
Contract's up.
Rani. That's it.
Thank you.
Enough Evie and enough Kosh. It's just enough, I think. So thanks very much for listening. I pushed the buttons, I think, properly. We'll see how it goes.
You did a button push.
I did the button push. I did a heckin' button push. So we're going to be listening to some more tracks to finish up. Make sure you follow us on all the social medias.
All of them.
We post memes kind of sometimes.
I do.
So
I
Z
post
Every
some
so
good
often.
memes.
ZED Games AU on all of our Twitters and things like that.
All
AU
the
for
Twitters.
Australia.
All the
All
Twitters?
the Twitters, every single kind of Twitter there is.
All the Twitters.
We own them all.
Yeah.
Wait, we own Twitter?
Yeah.
Apparently.
What are we doing here?
See ya.
We're playing music. All right, we're going to be finishing up with one of the God of War OST tracks. Hope you have a wonderful night wherever you are, and we'll catch you next time. Peace.
Bye.
Bye.